Shri Mataji, Shri
Welcome to you all. Welcome to everyone online. We are here in Belconnen, and if you're here for the first time or you're returning, our aim today is to reach a state of meditation. What we will do is just explain a few of the basics of what is meditation, Lara. That's my first question, but I've got a really good question for you for later.
Oh, what is meditation?
Yeah.
I think before we do the introduction, it's probably a way to prioritize yourself and your state of existence in a way that it is more balanced, rather than running around things and doing a tick on our to-do lists or making tons and tons of money or sleeping a lot.
And I think now is the moment I'll give you my tricky question. Are there any people who cannot do meditation? I mean, that it's, they're very busy, their mind is busy, they're thinking of everything in the future.
It's ironic, actually. I mean, as long as you can breathe, you can meditate. That's
because the interesting thing is, yesterday I was at the gym and we had coffee afterwards. Someone was saying, oh, yeah, because we talk about doing meditation every day, etc. And somebody said, oh, yeah, I do, I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to advertise it. I do these stretching exercises, which is good to prepare you to be able to maybe meditate one day in your life, because, it's for people who can't meditate. I thought, oh, it's an interesting concept that there are people who can't meditate.
They'll do the stretching to prepare themselves to be able to meditate one day, is that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's very ironic,
It's ironic.
Question. Is I think the one of the prerequisites should be, you'll be breathing. If you're alive, you can meditate, number one. Second thing, I think actually that question has the answer in it, in the sense that if you really feel that you're so busy that you cannot meditate, I think 9 out of 10 times it's because you're prioritizing something else rather than yourself and your well-being. That's exactly the kind of person that should meditate.
Is there a time
limit, like one should do 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 minutes? Is there anything like that?
You know, when people come first time, right?
Yeah.
So we don't want to scare them away. So we say, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening is fine.
Okay.
But sometimes, it depends on and that is what is enough when you meditate for a while. But it really depends on where you are at. Let's say you're a very buzzy kind of person in your head. You just cannot stop. So let's say a car is on a free flow, there's no driver. The car is going at 100 kilometers per hour. It takes that much long to stop on its own.
Yeah.
Like, if it's going on a higher road, it'll take maybe 10 minutes. If the car is going at 10, for it to stop by itself, maybe it takes 2 minutes. So it's really horses for courses. But in let's say you meditate 15 minutes every day for 3 weeks, you should be able to allocate 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, and you'll be fine. That'll be my honest answer rather than telling 10 minutes forever.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing, that it's, we say that it's spontaneous, but what does that mean? Spontaneous means, I guess, according to how you feel on the day, rather than a set prescription. So if you're...
Yeah, it's an interesting one, spontaneous. Let's say you are, not all these people, the good musicians, when they play like Mozart, when they play, they're in that state of balance. And then whatever comes is spontaneous, that really touches you. But if they're not in balance, like I can't say, let's say I'm starting to yell at Lynn for some reason. So I'm spontaneously yelling at you, Lynn. It doesn't make sense. So you have to be in a certain state of balance to be spontaneous.
And there's 2 ways you can go with that. Like I can go, how dare he yell at me? Who does he think he is?
I was just being spontaneous,
Or if you have your Zen on and your balance, that word balance,
yeah.
you go, I wonder why he's yelling. He seems to be really out of balance.
See, and when you do that, I think you sort of take the edge off this person, like, because you need to be giving it back to me for me to go to the next level of you.
Yeah, and then you will shout louder because how dare she answer me back when I'm telling her the right thing because she's wrong.
So some example I was hearing, we have these discussions at work sometimes. So, you're taking your car and somebody cuts you off. And if you let yourself be disturbed by it for the rest of the day, is it that person's fault or is it your fault? So when do you take accountabilities? And generally, I feel, and I think I'm qualified to say it after driving in India for quite a while, it's really up to you. If you're in balance, then in fact, you can have empathy for the other person. It's like, maybe his mom is in the hospital, so I'll let go, kind of thing.
So how many people in an average will be really balanced people? Like, let's say in our crowd today, let's say 10 of us, how many of us you think will be balanced?
By the end of the session?
Even when they're coming here, like, does it mean once you're balanced, you don't need such things? I think we still need something to do.
So I think
an interesting question.
Very interesting question.
Because we tend to label people when we see them exhibit a certain behaviour. We go, that person's like that. They've got their label. Somebody else will go, that person's with that label. But we're all in a state of flux. So we're not that thing. And as we'll hear when we listen to a talk of the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji, we are more than our reactions. We're more than what we think about each other. We're more than what we think about ourselves. So that's the thing. Yes, Angela.
Could I add to that? Just I heard an enlightened person say, someone who had reached enlightenment, they said you never do reach enlightenment. Even the most enlightened of us on this planet still need that constant maintenance and constant meditative states to continue in that state of being.
This is a good question that we've just gotten from Angela. Thank you, Angela. Just sort of in case people online could...
Gita's question, Angela is answering.
Oh, Angela's taken it another step further. In that answer is another question. Sorry, Gita and Angela.
Even after this life, can we go and develop ourselves even further? It's always a constant state of mindfulness, it's soul mindfulness, even after this life. You never reach full enlightenment. You constantly have to work at it.
Actually, that is the answer.
So what I was thinking is, you do, when you reach balance on a daily basis, you do reach the fountainhead. But because we are humans in the way we are, we do fall off that fountainhead. Now, the thing is, once you're at the fountainhead, so let's say you don't meditate, you haven't got your self-realization through Sahaja Yoga. You're there, and when you meditate regularly, you go there, and then when you fall, you only fall till here. You don't fall from the bottom. So by coming and getting your self-realization, so actually, Shri Mataji says, the self-realization, you get the fountainhead, but you have to build the foundations yourself. And that, unfortunately, when you just get your self-realization and whatever experience you'll feel, it doesn't stay, but it does come back to you every single day, and then you more and more you're balanced. Yes, Anna.
This is the first time I've heard of fountainhead. I just imagine wondering, once you achieve this, do you get physical sensations from the top of your head?
How about we ask you that question at the end of the session?
Because, you know, the interesting thing is, and what Angela said as well, is that enlightenment is not a destination. It's a journey.
It's a journey, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get started.
Deb, shall we get started?
Sorry to come back.
No, questions.
No, ask questions. Please ask questions. We don't want to talk at you.
Okay.
All right, Deb, so we'll get started.
Yes.
So we've just kind of established that this is enlightenment is a journey rather than a destination. So let's listen to Shri Mataji talking further about that, and then we'll go into the state of meditation. And it doesn't matter if you're doing it for the first time or you have done it many times. We'll go through how to get on the aeroplane. The aeroplane has left, but you can always get on. So we're all in that aeroplane, and anyone can actually get on the aeroplane even while it's already on its journey.
It's more like the bus.
Or maybe it's a bus.
Bus, like I'm used to in the villages. Without the door, you can jump in and jump out.
All right. So I'm just going to share a lovely talk, just the first 15 minutes of a talk by the founder of this meditation. So many interesting things she has to say, and of course she taught us how to do this meditation. So let's do that.
Everything that was created before has a future. Every seed has all the map of all the trees that it is going to produce. It's such a marvelous, or we can say it's a tremendous task to plant or to plan such a map into a little seed like that. If you ever try to measure the greatness, the acuteness, the preciseness of this great planning, you will be flabbergasted. Your human brain cannot grasp how much this kind of work has been done, not about one seed, but about many seeds. Thousands, billions, millions, you cannot just count. Same about human beings, if you see that we are human beings, all of us are made of different textures, color, complexion, temperaments, the permutations and combinations of so many varieties of hues and colors that it is impossible to understand how we are made so beautifully different. But we never think about ourselves. We take it for granted. Whatever we have got from the nature, we don't want to see what sort of machinery we are, that the nature has made. For example, a computer, if you make, you have to feed it. You have to feed it with a programming which reflects back when you ask a question and then gives the answer. But this computer of a human being is such that it does not reflect, it's a reflex action. It's a reflex action. As soon as you see something, you know this is so. As I am standing before you, you know that I am here to speak to you. You don't have to think, go into a programming and find it. Such a computer we cannot create. We must understand first of all that we cannot do what divine has done. Whatever we do is all our dead work. We convert from one dead to another dead. We convert, say, a tree into a chair, and then we think we have done something great. Actually, the one who does it doesn't know that he is doing such the way it is done, because he stands in a position which is called as akar, where he does not do it. He thinks he's done nothing. Like the sun's rays, they are flowing, they are coming to you. The sun doesn't think he has done. Now the problem with us is that we have a built-in system which makes us feel that we are doing this. This system was deliberately built in within us, because if we did not have this system of building up our ego, we would not have formed a complete balance within ourselves. There may be many doctors sitting here, as you know, that we say that the pineal body is now is not functioning, but it's not true. It functions in a very subtle way. The pineal body is the one that developed till we were animals. Then the ego started developing as human beings, or in certain animals also when they come in contact with human beings, they too have an ego. The ego started developing, and with that ego we developed a shell of a superego and ego, or manasa and the ego. So we have a shell in which we are bound. Now this was deliberately done to make us grow into that shell in our individual capacity, to make all mistakes or to make all ventures, to understand in our own capacity that whatever we have been doing has been in the wrong if we went into imbalances. This is how we had to learn about dharma. The dharma are 10 within us. These 10 dharmas, if you go into imbalances, then they spoil the balance, and either we develop the left side or the right side. So the causes of our problems come with these imbalances within us. Now the right side is the physical side and the left side is the emotional side. In the physical side, we can say the physical side has been derived or has come to us from all these 5 elements. These 5 elements have they made this physical side, but the left side is made by the emotional side, where ether also plays, akash also plays a part. So our body is made of 2 sides. If we do not know how to keep it in balance, we do not stay in the center. I'll give you a simple example to understand how we have to understand the working of this body. Like in a car, we have an accelerator and we have got a brake. We have to have a brake. If you have an accelerator and no brake, you know what will happen to the car. So to drive the car properly, to put it through the roads, we have to have these 2 energies working, one as the one that accelerates and another that retards. In the same way, we have got the right sympathetic nervous system and the left sympathetic nervous system. The right sympathetic accelerates and the left retards. Or we can say that is the emotional side and the another is the mental side. So it is not integrated force. It is diverse. It is against each other. And that's why when you go to one extreme, you miss the other by some points. And that's how the imbalance is created. Now when these 2 we try to master, the brake and the accelerator, we become the master. We can say we first become the driver. Then automatically, without even knowing about it, with reflexes only, you drive your car. You don't have to worry, where is the accelerator, where is the brake, how do I have to feel it. You just become automatically a person who knows what is right, what is wrong. And it is a reflex action that makes you a driver. But still you are a driver and the master is sitting behind. Now, when you get self-realization, what happens? That you become the master. You become the master, and then you see the driver within you, and you see the accelerator within you, and also you see the brake within you. You see all these forces. When you see all these forces, then you know where it is going wrong, what's happening. Just sitting down there in silence, you know what's happening, because all these three forces, you know how to master them. And this is exactly what is Sahaja Yoga today, is that first of all, we have to know that we have these three forces within us. The first one is the one which actually is the emotional force, the second one is the physical and mental force, and the central one is the one which is evolutionary. Now, when we say dharma, our idea goes to say dharmas, as we know, that Hindus, Christians, Parsis, Sikhs and all that. These are names given to a particular type of people who believed in particular type of worship or in particular incarnations. But actually what is within us, the innate dharma within us, that we are human beings. Now, as you have studied chemistry, you would know that carbon has 4 valencies. Then other things have different valencies. Even if you see the chart, the periodic table, you'll be surprised how all elements are beautifully distributed, how their atoms and their molecules are so beautifully arranged so that they should have 8 categories. So they have 8 categories, the 3 on the minus, 3 on the plus, 4 on the minus and 4 on the plus, and while the carbon has both. It is something very surprising that in the human nature, we do not realize that we too have valencies. As human beings, as the creation, we too have valencies. And these are 10. And they reside in our void, in the stomach, in the abdomen, or you can say the abdominal whole area, it resides there. This is what the valency of man is, his dharma, is his nature. Dharma means the one who sustains, the dhareti sa dharma. So in every atom, it has come out by one dharma, it has taken more valencies, more valencies, more valencies, and it comes to a point when he becomes a human being, here the valencies are 10. Now these 10 valencies represent very, very subtle things within us. And once we go out of these 10 valencies, one is missing, then a negativity is formed, then some negative comes into. If some positive is missing, then some another positive thing comes into. It's very simple to understand. A man who is a normal person, who thinks normally, who lives normally, doesn't go into imbalances, it doesn't go into any extremes, is absolutely happy with himself. He doesn't have to bother as to how to take a one flag and run after something and reach something and do something. But the trouble with human beings is that when they are futuristic by nature or right-sided, they always tend, I would say, to form a kind of a group which represents some sort of a fanatic, nonsensical, extreme ideas. These extreme ideas, whether it is politics, economics or anything, makes you a person who has a barrier to all that is reality. Because reality you can only know in the center. But because you have moved so much away from that, so it is impossible to tell them about reality. Now today, as I'm talking about physical things, I would like to tell you about how, because I also did medicine, so I know what happens to doctors. Now doctors, when take to medicine, their ego is built up. Everybody who does anything like that builds up an ego. The reason is that they think we are doing it. When we think that we are doing something, we build up an ego. It's not only the doctors, it's the Vaidyas, or anybody, any profession, the pleaders, anything they study, use their mental processes. Anybody who uses mental processes develops an ego, which is a built-in process within us, and you develop that ego within. Then you are not identified with reality, actually. What you are identified with is the knowledge you have, plus your ego. Now this ego comes in between, because somebody takes a view, then he sticks on to it. He says, no, this is cancer, means cancer. The thing is, if somebody says it is curable, they'll say, no, how can it be? I have never studied. So there's nothing in the medical sciences. Nobody has discussed this. This is something impossible. This is coming from somewhere which is very arbitrary, and we cannot listen to it. This is a very big barrier for people of profession to understand surgery, because they have developed a certain amount of ego and a conformity that this is the science, the thing exists beyond that. But I would say then a person is challenged, because if he is a scientist, then he must keep his mind open to everything, whatever may be the realm. It may be divine realm, it may be any other, what we call adibhautik or adidaivi, means the subconscious, or from the supraconscious. Whatever may be the realm, a scientist must keep his mind open that I am dealing with one side of life which has given me one-sided attitude. I have studied in the universities, I have studied in the colleges and all that, and now whatever I have studied is not complete. If it was so, you should have been able to cure diseases, but you are not. There are so many diseases you just cannot cure, and as Dr. Warren has said, you do not know the cause of it. You cannot explain how it goes. So you have to go in a very circuitous way to find out the cause. And then you fight with the cause and the effect. But could be a realm, there could be a realm which is beyond the cause. There could be an area. Let us take a scientific attitude. If somebody puts before you a hypothesis, then you should take a very scientific attitude towards it. There could be a realm which is beyond the effects and which is beyond the cause. If you fight between the cause and the effect, you cannot reach very much. Because you try to create one cause, improve one cause, it will give another effect. When you try to give penicillin to cure some infection, you see there's another effect. That's why what we find when we give one medicine to one person, it has an effect another than this. So as this.
Sorry about that abrupt finish. Just get my technology organised. We're back.
Is it possible to get that in subtitles in the future?
Yeah, we'll share you the link and you'll have.
We can send it to you, even this one.
Oh, great, thanks.
Yeah.
And most of the talks, a lot of the talks have subtitles, we just have to turn them on.
Sometimes it can be a distraction as well when you have the subtitles.
They can be. I find myself looking.
Yeah, that we're always reading the subtitles and you kind of miss things. So it's a fine balance. We'll do this and that, but I can definitely send you.
I can understand about 10% of what she's saying.
That
Fair enough.
is fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the crux of the matter is, let's get to that state of meditation.
Should we say the crux is that whatever ideas you have about meditation, hold them aside.
Yeah.
And get on with it.
So the thing is that our meditation is going to happen not in our brain, not in our thoughts. So it's a feeling thing. So if we can just, we'll save our questioning mind, we'll tell it to just save it for later and I'll answer you after some time. So this is a physical action we'll do to get into the state of meditation. We do it every week for everyone to catch up, for us all to get into meditation, and then we'll show you the short form. After that, you don't need to go through all of the physical actions, but we always do that to start with so everyone can catch up. Vara, did you want to take us through or
Yeah.
through
The process, yeah.
the process?
You can stop the TV now. You can
Yes.
pull the thing off.
Definitely do that.
Can you switch off the TV? Let's put both our hands on the lap, and if you can take your shoes off, take them off. Otherwise, it's okay. If you feel cold, let them be. So we put both our hands on our lap with our palms facing up. So you could say that sort of symbolizes that you're ready to receive and you're asking for it. And what we'll do is in this process, or maybe I'll show the locations to start with. We'll ask you to put your right hand at different parts of the body. I'll repeat this again. So first it'll be on the heart, and then it'll be on the left side of the stomach, and it'll be on the place where the leg meets the tummy, stomach, heart, neck, with your head move towards your right shoulder. And then at the back of the head, we'll lift our head up. And then you rest your forehead in your palm, and then you put your hand on top of it. So you don't have to remember all this, I'll repeat. The request we have is that you keep your eyes closed. Try not to open them until we finish this process that we call self-realization. If you're really confused about where the hand should be, you can quickly open your eyes and then look at me and then close them again. So let's put both our palms on the lap. Let's take our attention inside ourselves. We'll say a few statements and we call them affirmations. And please say this from the bottom of your heart as many times as you'd like. Let's put our right hand on the heart. And we ask ourselves a very fundamental question. So, Mother, am I the spirit? So when we say Mother, if you're comfortable, you can address Shri Mataji, who is the founder of this meditation, as Mother, or you can address the motherly energy within yourself, which is called the Kundalini. Say, Mother, am I the pure spirit? Move right hand to the left side of the stomach. And once again we ask, Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? As I said, please repeat this question in your heart several times. Mother, am I my own master? We place our right hand on the left side where the leg meets the tummy. And in all humility we ask, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. The right hand on the left side of the stomach again. So once you receive that pure knowledge, you also become your own master. So in full confidence you say, Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. Place our right hand on the heart. Here we say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Sometimes we confuse our identity to the ideas we have, or the jobs we do, or the roles we play. But fundamentally, we are the pure spirit, and that's what we are affirming. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Let's put our right hand on the left side of the neck, with our fingertips touching the spine, and our head towards our right shoulder. Here we let go of our past mistakes, and here we say, Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Let's put our right hand on the back of the head, lift our head towards the ceiling, our eyes closed. Here we ask for forgiveness. Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes that I may have committed in the past. Mother, please forgive me for all my past mistakes. Now rest our forehead in our palm. We bend a little forwards. And here we say, Mother, I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. We place the center of our palm on top of our head, what we call the fontanel bone. And here in all humility we say, we ask, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Say, Mother, please give me my self-realization. At the point on your head where your hand is touching, let's let your attention be there. While your eyes are closed, just bring your right hand back to the lap. And let's sit in this state for a few minutes in silence. For a moment, observe how you're feeling in your heart and down your palms, whether if you have any physical sensation of little discomfort on your fingertips. Could be tingling, could be a cool breeze, could be a bit of heat coming. Just observe, and then we can talk about that in a couple of minutes. Slowly open our eyes. Matilin.
Nice, thank you, Lara. If there's anything you want to share about how you felt just now, feel free. Like that includes everyone on Zoom. Feel free to join in the chat. Surendra's got you covered. I'm feeling very thoughtless. How's everyone else feeling?
How did you feel, Giva?
To start with, maybe like sore, like keeping the leg this way, that way. But by the end, I did feel the tingling in my fingertips. Generally, I don't have a big span of concentration. That's one thing always I'm worried about, like more than 2 minutes, my mind wavers. But this time it was not like that. I was able to think, as you said. So
Excellent.
I'm there.
So would you say that you felt a little time, like tiniest time, where you were thoughtless, with all the thoughts?
I don't know.
Away? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know is a good answer. That means
Yeah,
at least you know they were involved. How did you go, Angela?
It was really easy to this time to just feel it and without thinking. I know something happened because the left hand is very stiff and solid and not happy, but the right hand I was using is fluid and alive. So there's definitely energy happening. Yeah.
Do you want to explain what
Yeah.
happens?
So the other wonderful thing when you get your self-realization, and those who've been doing it for a while can also attest to that, is you get what is called collective consciousness. So that is a big word for something very basic, which is you can feel how you are. And as you felt, Angela, 2 different feelings on the hands, and Geeta, you felt tingles on your fingers. That's your collective consciousness of yourself. And all of those fingers that you're feeling the tingle on relate to those various centers where we put our hands. Now, we don't need to learn it all immediately, but just wherever you felt those tingles, we'll give you the chart and you can have a look and see which finger relates to what. And the other thing I'll just briefly say is that each of those energy centers or chakras, people will know them as well, have a certain power, a certain quality. And as you keep meditating, those qualities manifest more and more. And any obstructions on those energy centers or chakras melt away. So it's a simple thing. We just need to keep meditating. There's a few little things we can do to help our meditation and to bring about that balance that we have been talking about. Because we may find we're thinking about what we've got to do when we go from here, thinking about what we've got to do when we catch an airplane at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Speaking personally, or going to work and you've got things that you've got to prepare for people. That's our right side, our futuristic side, and we're there. If we can't get back out of it, a little meditation. So that lets us come back.
That'd be the thing that Shri Mataji is talking about as an accelerator.
The accelerator, exactly. That you may not have picked that up, Angela, in the talk. Shri Mataji was talking about the left and right side being the accelerator and the brake. So a simple analogy, but very good. So we've got that chart there, which we don't need to learn, but it does help us sort of visualize our left and right side, even though they kind of happen and wrap around us. And, you know, when we go into our present and our evolutionary channel, the central channel, and the one where we have everything automatic happen, like going into meditation, like breathing, like that's in our very center where we're trying to get to so that we can connect with our spiritual side. That's just kind of a brief overview. What we can do is extend our practical experience. We can do a couple of simple balancing techniques that we pretty much do every week anyway, and have a second meditation and see how we go. If you have any questions before we do that, feel free.
Or save them until the end of it.
Can you say Mother? Can I do planet Earth, Mother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mother Nature, the universe.
Yeah, it's that, like, we're addressing the all-pervading power that created the universe. It's inside each one of us. And so that's the energy that we're addressing. And we address it, and we give it recognition, it responds by activating itself inside of us, and it starts to rise. And by saying all of these affirmations, we are verifying that I am God, I am the spirit, I am my own master.
This was directed towards Mother and have to go to the Mother aspects of that universal energy.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the mother aspect because she creates.
Because the interesting thing is that in our society these days, we go more to the paternalistic side of things, and there's the father, like even in Christian religion, and the father and son, and then there's a Holy Ghost. And, you know, as Shri Mataji says in lots of her talks, you've got a father and you've got a son, you need a mother, you know, and, you know, it's the mother quality within us, the mothering quality within everyone, men and women, and the mother nature looking after us and our mother creator. So the mother and the father and the child. But let's just do this simple balancing technique, which we often do. We've got our left hand open on our lap, so we're trying to balance our emotional and past side. So the one we're trying to balance, we've got open on our lap, and the one where we're going to funnel out any excess heat or excess blockages on that side, emotionalism, we put that hand down towards, the opposite hand down towards the earth. So we're utilising Mother Nature in the earth, and we'll close our eyes, try to take our attention back where we were on the top of our head when we did that exercise, asking for our self-realisation, and just let our Mother Nature balance our left side. So you might feel that left hand is feeling nice and coolish, warm. And then you might notice on that right hand, there's just a sort of flow of something going down into the earth. So we're trying to tune into our feelings. What's happening on our hands, what's happening on top of our head. So let's try the other side now and balance the right side. So we've got our right hand that we're trying to balance now, open on our lap, and we're going to funnel that energy, that heat from our right side out into the atmosphere. So as far as got his hand up there, I'm sure you can see that. So your palm is facing behind, and you can, we're closing our eyes because we're not wanting to be distracted. If you find it hard to keep your eyes closed, you can look towards the candle and the photograph of Shri Mataji, or otherwise, if you find it easy to keep your eyes closed, that also helps us to focus on ourselves. So again, we're just putting our attention, which is an interesting expression. We're focusing, we're trying to feel what's happening on top of our head. So where we had our hand before, that's our top energy center. So focus on our heart, where our breathing is happening. And then just see how your hand on your lap is feeling. You can hold it up a little bit and see if it's feeling light or feeling heavy. Just be aware of that left hand, if there's a flow going out into the atmosphere from those fingers, from the palm. We're also asking in our heart for Mother Nature, Mother of the universe, to please balance my right side. Please take away all the false ideas of ego. And then we can just keep our both hands on our lap. Just try to let our attention float back up to the top of our head. Still breathing. Just share a little bit of music and just see how that also enhances, or however you feel about that, might help the meditation. But again, keeping your focus above the thinking, above the brain. And just slowly opening our eyes. One thing just to finish off our meditation, here's our shortcut we mentioned before for doing your meditation, getting into the meditative state, is to using our hands. Vara, you'll have to show everyone in case I'm hiding behind the computer. So the left hand is the left one of desire, rises up, and the right hand winds around. So your attention is on that left hand, which is rising up. We go right up above our seventh center and tie a knot. We're going to do it 3 times so you get a bit of practice. Second time, left hand is rising up, right one's winding round. It's like the motion of the Kundalini. And then we tie 2 knots this time because we really want to keep our attention up above our brain. Third time, 3 knots. And the beauty of doing that is you've got to concentrate on what you're doing. You can't think. And the final part of that, it's a 2-part process, is we put on a protection of all those lovely vibrations we're starting to feel over our subtle system, over our all of our chakras. So we're using the right hand of action, starting from the left side, and we're making a nice egg shape over our body. Over and back is 1, and this is 7 times because we have 7 energy centers. And again, we're concentrating on what we're doing so we don't need to think about it. You can just feel it. And it's approximately 7. There's no problem if you miscount. And just see in your hands after you do that, feels a lot cooler. So that's, Gita, how you can start and finish your meditation. So the thing about meditation is we're on the plane, on the bus. However, we fall out of the plane and fall out of the bus if we don't actually meditate every day. Once a week is not actually enough. It's acceptable when you're new, but Angela, you're not really new. You've been before, haven't you? Long time ago. But as you will know from then, it's a journey, and the more we meditate, the further we go on our journey. And nobody wants to fall off the bus or out of the aeroplane. So thanks everyone for joining. Thank you online people. If you have any concerns or questions, there was one thing I wanted to show you all. There's this fantastic website where you can see all the talks, and even the one we saw tonight is on this website as well. And there are transcriptions which you can read. So I'm going to share that with you. Bara had that good idea, and I finally made a slide.
Anyway, what we did today, I can watch to practice more at home.
Yeah.
You can, there are videos. We can send those.
We can actually send them on. Is everybody in the WhatsApp group?
Probably not. Gita is new.
Gita won't be.
Yeah.
Gita, we can. But tell me, do you like to use your phone or your computer and be on a WhatsApp group?
I prefer the laptop, computer,
Okay,
than the phone.
that's good.
But if that's what.
Okay,
As you said,
we
I'm
can
not
hook you
a
up.
savvy, so.
We won't
You can hear it.
prolong everyone online with all our chitter chatter. Lovely to be with you, and we look forward to next week when Vara is going to be here at least.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Good night, everyone. I'm going to release you from captivity.
So you're going to show them.
Oh, yeah, the slide. Here comes the slide. I get, I said I'd just give you the slide. I do have it. Trust me. Now here it is. Got it. Got it. Ah, here it comes. Sharing. Okay, so it's for the online people there.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, I'll make it big. Make it big.
So what was the today's speech? If you search the date, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell Angela later.
Yeah. Angela, I will,
This is not a-
You have her number?
Yeah.
Phone number?
I think we have each other's number. But
Sorry.
I'll just,
You want to run the music or something?
yeah.
Anyway, I will check.
Okay, on mute. ஞாபகம் இருக்கா உங்களுக்கு? நம்ம தமிழ்ல பேசலாம்.
I know, would have been 79, I left home 1979.
Oh,
We
wow.
were in Singapore for a while, then we were in Australia for a long time. But we were in Melbourne for a long time.
1979 you came here.
1979 we came to Singapore. 1982 we came to
1979 I was in heaven. I wasn't born.
I was about to say, most of you might not know.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Online.
Take our videos off.
And this was